Here's another topic under fluid mechanics, relative equilibrium. Relative equilibrium of liquid is a condition where the whole mass of liquid, including the vessel in which the liquid is contained, is moving at uniform accelerated motion with respect to Earth. Meron tayong two cases of relative equilibrium. One is yung linear translation and another is yung rotation. Under linear translation, we have three. Yung vertical, yung horizontal, and then yung inclined, and then yung rotation niya. So vertical translation, so I won't be focusing much on dun sa derivation ng formula. So ito yung gagamitin nating formula, that pressure is equal to the unit weight of the liquid multiplied by the height. Yan yung original nating formula for pressure. Kaso nga lang, kapag tayo ay translating vertically, so idadagdag natin ito sa formula natin, yung 1 plus A over G. So lagi nyo lang tatandaan, pressure natin is equal to the unit weight of the liquid multiplied by the height. Kapag translated siya vertically, dagdag nyo lang sa formula to, i-multiply nyo ng 1 plus A over G. Tapos horizontal naman, so say for example, meron kang container na yan, okay? And then ito yung tubig. Supposedly flat lang yung tubig dyan, kaso dahil gumalaw, kaya naging ganyan yung itsura ng tubig natin. So kung kukuha tayo ng isang particle ng tubig na yan, and then if you are going to determine yung mga forces acting dun sa particle na yan, so meron niyang weight, which is equal to the mass multiplied by the gravity. And then yung force natin, since yung liquid natin is moving, so magkakaroon ka ng acceleration. So force mo is equal to the mass multiplied by the acceleration of that particle. And then of course yung normal force mo, which is perpendicular lagi doon sa surface mo. So from these three forces, pwede tayo makapag-form ng makapag-form tayo ng force triangle. So yung downward natin is yung weight, which is equal to the mass of the liquid multiplied by the gravity. And then yung horizontal natin, ayan, FMA is equal to the mass of the liquid plus the mass of the container multiplied by the acceleration, and then yung normal force natin. So from this force triangle, if you are going to take theta, tangent theta would be equal to F over W. So opposite over adjacent. So substituting the value, so ML, for the force, ML plus MC multiplied by the acceleration, ayan, divided by yung weight natin, ML multiplied by G. And if mass of container is neglected, so say for example, yung mass ng container, ito, ini-neglect natin, magiging 0 yan. So yung formula natin magiging MLA, MLG. So makakancel yung ML. So ang matitinara lang is tangent theta will be equal to A over G. At yan na yung gagamitin natin na formula in terms of horizontal translation. So lagi nyo nang tandaan, P is equal to gamma H multiplied by 1 plus E over G. That is for vertical. And for horizontal, simply tangent theta is equal to A over G. So yun yung mga gagamitin natin formula sa linear translation. And then, sa linear translation, we have, sa horizontal translation, we have different cases. So dito may pinapakita dito na up to 10 cases. Well, these hindi lang sila limited. These are not limited to 10 cases. But possible na meron pang iba. But these are the very common cases na pwedeng mangyari sa horizontal translation. So paano ba to? Explain natin. So say for example, meron kang container dyan. Alright? Tapos ito yung original level ng liquid. And then, kunwari, pina-under natin yan or yan ay nag-accelerate to the right. So lahat to, accelerating to the right yan lahat. So pati ito. Ngayon dito, ang nangyari, pag-accelerate niya, so mag-move na yung tubig, ayun na yung magiging itsura niya. So ang nangyari dito, umangat lang ng konti dito, tapos bumaba dito. Okay? Wala siyang inabot na extremities. So sakto lang siya, so basta nandun lang siya, ito nandito lang. Take note kapag ganito yung nangyayari, as long as walang natatapon or hindi siya umabot dun sa horizontal part ng container, kung ano yung inangat, yun din yung ibababa. Okay? And for case 2 naman, ang nangyari naman, saktong-sakto lang siya dun sa taas. So wala pa rin natapon. So since wala pa rin natapon, kung ano yung inangat, yun pa rin yung binaba niya dito. That would be case 2. Sa case 3 naman, mas konti yung tubig. Okay? Since mas konti yung tubig kapag umandar, mas mauuna siyang tatama dito kaysa dun sa taas. Alright? So yung case 3 mo, tumama na siya dito sa corner na to. Again, since sakto pa lang siya dyan, hindi pa siya umabot dun sa horizontal, kung ano pa rin yung binaba, yun pa rin yung inangat. Okay? So, for case 4 naman, same yung level ng liquid sa kay case 3, medyo konti, tas binilisan pa natin lalo. Nung binilisan pa natin lalo, ito, umusog na dito to the left, tapos saktong-sakto na siya dun sa taas. So, yan naman yung case 4 natin. And then for case 5 naman, same level ng liquid kay case 1, pero mas mabilis siya kay case 2. Kasi kay case 2, wala pang natapon. Di ba? Dito kay case 5, dun sa level niya na yan, binilisan pa natin lalo kaysa kay case 2, kaya may natapon na. Okay? Tapos binilisan pa natin lalo, kaya umabot na siya dito, at umabot na rin siya sa corner na to. Tapos binilisan pa natin lalo, kaya ayun, mas marami pa yung natapon. And then as for case 8 to 10, ito naman, same lang halos nito, pero ito ay closed vessel. So, nangyayari, kahit na binibilisan mo, walang natatapon. Nakakulong lahat ng liquid sa taas, sa loob ng container. Pero nagkakaroon ka ng imaginary water dun sa taas. So, later on, mapapakita natin kung para saan yung imaginary na yan. Okay? So, sample problem tayo. An open can of water is subjected to an upward acceleration of 4.5 meters per second squared. It contains 2.4 meters of water. What is the pressure at a depth of 1.5? And for letter B, what is the pressure at the bottom of the can? So ito yung figure natin. Meron daw tayong lata translated upward with acceleration of 4.5 meters per second squared. Yung height daw ng tubig natin, 2.4. So tayo ay paangat, so ang acceleration natin is 4.5. Ang unang tanong, what is the pressure at a depth of 1.5? So, formula natin, P is equal to gamma H multiplied by 1 plus A over G. So, since ang hinihingi lang sa atin is at a height of 1.5, when we apply the formula, P must be equal to the unit weight of the liquid since yan ay water, so 9.81, multiplied by the height. Yung height natin, syempre, kung hanggang saan lang tayo, which is 1.5. Ayan. And then, multiply by 1 plus, given yung acceleration natin, 4.5 divided by the acceleration due to gravity is 9.81. So, from there, makukuha natin yung pressure at a depth of 1.5 and that would be equal to 21.565 kilopascal. And then, letter B naman, what is the pressure at the bottom of the can? So, kanina, at a depth of 1.5 lang. Ngayon, hanggang sa ilalim na daw. So, you simply replace yung 1.5 dito ng 2.4. So, applying the same formula, 9.81, 2.41 plus A over G. So, we can determine that P is equal to 34.344 kilopascal at the bottom of the can. So, that is for sample number 1 for vertically accelerated motion. Next naman, an open tank containing oil. So, ang laman niya, oil with specific gravity of 0.8 is accelerated vertically pa rin at 8 meters per second squared. Determine the pressure 3 meters below the surface if the motion is. So, tingnan mo natin yung figure. So, meron daw tayong container. Ang laman niya ay oil with specific gravity of 0.8. Tapos, say for example, say ang sabihin natin yung laman niya is 3 meters. Since yung hinahanap lang naman is 3 meters below the surface. So, assume na lang natin na 3 meters yung buo. And then, it is accelerated by 8 meters per second squared. Using the same formula, P is equal to gamma H multiplied by 1 plus A over G. Letter A, upward with a positive acceleration. So, ang sabi niya, determine the pressure to 3 meters below the surface of the, if the motion is upward, so ito ay moving upward with a positive acceleration. So, when we apply the formula, to substitute the values, unit weight of the liquid is 0.8 times 9.81 multiplied by the height, which is 3 meters, multiplied by 1 plus 8 over 9.81. So, you simply substitute the values. So, 8, tapos yung gravity is 9.81. So, the value is 42.744 kilopascal. For letter B naman, upward with a negative acceleration. So, sabi naman niya, negative daw yung acceleration natin. So, kapag in-apply natin yung formula, so, same pa rin, 0.8, 9.81 times 3, 1 plus yung 8 mo dito magiging negative. Divided by 9.81 and the answer is 4.344 kilopascal. As for letter C naman, downward with a positive acceleration. Ngayon, kapag downward, itong ano na to, magiging minus to. So, kapag in-apply natin yung formula, ayon, P is equal to 0.8, 9.81 times 3, 1 minus, kasi nga downward. with a positive acceleration. So yung 8 mo dito, positive. Right? And the answer is 4.344 kilopascal also. And for D naman, downward with a negative acceleration. So mangyayari, P is equal to 0.89.0 times 3, 1 minus, kasi downward, minus negative 8 kasi negative acceleration divided by 9.81. So apply the formula, apply the equation. So ayun, lilitaw that P is equal to 42.744 kilopascal when the container is accelerating downward with a negative acceleration. Okay. So take note of the sign, no? Tsaka yung mga operations. So dinidescribe naman. Okay. Next problem. A tank 8 meters long, 6 meters wide, and 5 meters high contains water at a depth of 2 meters. It is accelerated to the right by 16 meters per second squared along its length. Determine the force acting on the left wall of the tank and the volume spilled. So, nangyari daw, ito, meron tayong container, no? It is 8 meters long, 6 meters wide, ayan, and 5 meters high. Contains water at a depth of 2 meters. Ito yung water, 2 meters. And it is accelerated to the right. So, ayan yung acceleration natin by 16 meters per second squared along its length. So, dapat yung acceleration natin is parallel to the length. So, yung length natin is 8 meters. Determine the force acting on the left wall and the tank and the volume spilled. So, ngayon, horizontal translation na tayo. Ngayon, ang problema sa horizontal translation, hindi pa natin alam kung ano ang nangyari, kung may natapon ba, kung wala bang natapon, kung sakto lang ba dito yung tubig, kung sakto ba dun sa taas yung tubig. Hindi pa natin alam. So, ang gagawin natin dyan, testingin natin. Right? So, testingin muna natin dun sa pinakaunang pwedeng mangyari. So, ano yung unang pwedeng mangyari? Kapag pinaandar ko ito, anong pwedeng mangyari? So, ito yung unang pwedeng mangyari. Yung tubig, unang munang tatama dito. Kasi, this is 2 meters. So, kung ito ay 2 meters, kapag umangat yan, 2 meters din dito. So, may matitira ka pang 1 meter dito. Wala pang matatapon. Alright? So, yan yung unang possible na mangyari. Ngayon, hindi pa natin alam kung yan talaga yung nangyari. Testingin natin yan. So, paano natin testingin yan? So, we apply the formula. Tangent theta is equal to A over G. Ngayon, alam natin, yung A over G, yung G natin is 9.81. Ngayon, in this case, na ganito yung nangyari, hindi pa natin alam kung ano yung acceleration yan. Hindi rin tayo sigurado kung 16 meters per second squared yung nangyari nung ganito yung nangyari. Alright? So, aalamin natin. Aalamin natin kung ano yung acceleration nung ganito yung itsura ng tubig. So, A over 9.81 must be equal to, so if this is tangent, if this is theta, so yung tangent niyan would be 2 plus 2 over 8. Or, pwede rin naman na 2 over 4, yung kalahati dito. So, pareho lang yon. So, 4 over 8. So, gamitin ko na yung buo is 4. And then, yung baba natin is 8. So, 4 over 8. So, from here, makuha natin, A is equal to 4.05 meters per second squared. And that is less than 16 meters per second squared. Kasi yung sinasabi niya sa atin, ang under daw natin ay 16 meters per second squared. Pero, nung ganito yung nangyari, nasa 4.05 ka pa lang. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan mas mabilis ka pa. So, ngayon, bilisan pa natin. So, ano naman yung susunod na pwedeng mangyari? Ganito naman. Ayun, sasagad siya dun sa taas, pero dahil sumagad dun sa taas, uusog din dito. Tapos, sabihin natin na sakto lang siya dun. Wala pang natapon. Susubukan natin na ganun. So, test natin using the same formula. Ngayon, ang problema lang, hindi pa natin alam yung value ng x1. Okay? Ngayon, anong pwede natin gawin? So, since sabi natin, wala pang natapon, so dapat, yung volume nito, pareho lang ng volume nito. Eh, since pareho lang naman yung width niyan, yung lapad, so pwede natin sabihin na yung area nito, dapat pareho lang din sa area nito. So, using the area, so dapat yung area ng original, 2 times 8, ayun, must be equal to sa area nito. So, yung area nito is 1/2, yung base natin na x1, and then the height is 5. So, from here, makuha natin yung x1. x1 is equal to 6.4 meters. And then, yung x1 na yan, magagamit na natin yan using the formula na tangent theta is equal to A over G. So, alamin natin ano yung acceleration nung ganito yung nangyayari. So, A over 9.81 must be equal to 5 over 6.4. So, from here, makuha natin A is equal to 7.6641. And that is still less than 16 meters per second squared. So, ibig sabihin, mas bibilisan pa natin. So, ano na yung totoong nangyari? Ayan na. Okay? So, nung binilisan pa natin lalo, syempre may natapon na. Kukunti na yung tubig, uusig pa yan lalo dito, tas dito may natapon na nga. Okay? Ngayon, hindi na natin alam kung gaano karami yung natapon. Pero alam na natin na sigurado na tayo na ganito yung nangyari. Since sigurado na tayo na ganito yung nangyari, pwede ko nang gamitin yung 16 meters per second squared sa formula. So, using tangent theta is equal to A over G, A natin would be 16 over 9.81 must be equal to 5 over x2. Diba? Tangent theta 5 over x2. So, from here, makukuha natin x2 is equal to 3.0656 meters. Okay, dun mo palang pwedeng gamitin si 16. Kasi sigurado ka na yan yung nangyari. Alright? So, 16 over 9.81 must be equal to 5 over x2. So, ngayon, pag nakuha na natin yung x2, pwede natin sagutan yung pinapahanap sa atin. So, unang pinapahanap, determine the force acting at the left wall. So, ito yung left wall. Ito yan. So, using the same formula, F is equal to gamma HCA. Diba? So, F is equal to 9.81 since tubig lang yan, multiplied by HC. Ngayon, yung HC natin would be 5 over 2. Bakit 5 over 2? Kasi yung left wall natin, yung buong left wall mo is subjected to force, hydrostatic force, ng buo. Kasi yung buong yan, may nakadikit sa kanyang tubig. Okay, ganun lang naman yan. Kung gaano kataas yung tubig nakadikit sa kanya, yun yung i-consider mo. And since yung buungan na yan, may nakadikit na tubig sa kanya, so i-consider natin yung total height na yan. So 5 over 2 multiplied by yung area natin. So yung area natin, ganun pa rin, yung buo pa rin. So 5 multiplied by the width, 6. So, makuha natin, force at the left wall is equal to 735.75 kilo Newton. Next naman, volume spilled. Gano'n daw karami yung natapon. So, paano natin malalaman yon? Madali lang. Kailangan lang naman natin i-deduct yung natira doon sa original. Di ba? Yung original minus yung natira, malamang yun yung natapon. Okay? So, volume spilled is equal to the original volume, 2 times 8 times 6. Ito yun, 2 times 8 times 6 minus yung volume nito, which is 1/2 yung base natin x2 3.0656 multiplied by the height 5 and then yung width natin na 6. Ayun. So volume spilled is equal to 50.016 cubic meters. Okay. So ganun lang kadali yan. Okay, next problem tayo. An open rectangular tank mounted on a truck is 5 meters long, 2 meters wide and 2.5 meters high. Is filled with water to a depth of 2 meters, is accelerated to the left. So, ito siya. So, meron ka daw container 5 meters long, 2 meters wide, and then yung total height mo is 2.5, but it is filled at a height of 2 meters. Okay? Ngayon, ang tanong sa atin, una, maximum horizontal acceleration that can be imposed on the tank without spilling any water. So, ano daw yung pinakamabilis na acceleration natin na pwedeng i-apply na walang matatapon. So, kung ito ay i-accelerate natin to the left, so ang mangyayari sa kanya, yung tubig magiging ganito. Diba? Ganyan yung mangyayari sa kanya na itsura niya. Ngayon, ang gusto niya, wala daw matatapon without spilling any water. So, ayan, ganito siya. Okay? Saktong-sakto lang siya dito sa corner, wala pang natapon dyan. Okay? So, since wala pang natapon, ang sabi natin, kung ano yung inangat, yun din yung binaba. Kasi wala pang natapon. Hindi rin naman siya umabot dito sa horizontal. Okay? So, umangat siya ng 0.5 dito. Ayan, yun yung nangyari. Ngayon, since alam na natin na yung from this triangle, ayan, pwede natin kunin yung theta na to. Okay? So, applying the angle here, pwede natin gamitin yung tangent theta A over G is equal to A over G. So, para malaman natin yung acceleration nung ganito yung nangyari. Okay? So, this is 0.5 kasi 2 yung tubig. So, yung natira dito, 0.5. Sabi natin, sakto-sakto lang siya dun sa taas. So, hanggang ma-reach niya yung pinakataas tuktok ng vessel, ng container. So, that would be 0.5. So, based in this triangle, kung yung buo ay 5 meters, ilan yung kalahati? 2.5. So, lumilitaw, tangent theta is equal to 0.5 over 2.5. And that must be equal to A over G, which is 9.81. So, from here, makuha natin ang acceleration natin is 1.962 meters per second squared. So, ibig sabihin, kung acceleration natin is 1.962 meters per second squared, wala pang matatapon na tubig. At yan yung pinakamabilis na pwede. Pag binilisan mo pa ng konti dyan, may matatapon na. Okay? For letter B, what is the force at the right wall? So ito yung right wall natin. So using the same formula, F at the right wall is equal to the unit weight multiplied by height at the centroid multiplied by the area. So again, yung right wall natin is exposed sa tubig ng buo. Alright, so 9.81 multiplied by yung total height natin, which is 2.5. So 2.5 over 2 multiplied by yung height 2.5, and then the width natin is 2. So the force at the right wall is 61.3125 kN. Force at the left wall naman, so FL is equal to the unit weight, HCA. So 9.81. So ngayon dito ang lilitaw, ito lang yung exposed mo sa tubig. So dapat dyan lang nag-act yung force mo. Okay? So sabi natin, kung umangat ng 0.5 dito, bababa ng 0.5 dito. So ilan na lang ito nandito? Kung ito ay 2 meters, bumaba ka ng 0.5. So ito ay 1.5. Ayun, 1.5. So 1.5 over 2 multiplied by the area, 1.5 times 2. So the force at the left wall is 22.07 kN. For letter D naman, determine the unbalanced force caused by the acceleration. So simple lang ito. Kapag sinabing unbalanced force, kunin mo lang yung force sa kaliwa at saka sa kanan. Ayun. Pag-deduct mo lang sila at yun na yung makukuha mong value. So the unbalanced force is equal to 61.3125 minus 22.07, and that would be equal to 39.24 kN. Kumbaga yan yung nagpo-push doon sa container. Yan yung force na nagko-cause ng acceleration doon sa container natin. For letter E naman, if the acceleration is increased to 6 meters per second squared, how much water is spilled out? So, gagawin niya daw, i-accelerate mo ng 6 meters per second squared na. Hindi na katulad kanina na 1.962. So, magiging 6 na siya. Okay? So, kanina, sa 1.962, saktong-sakto na siya dun sa taas. So, ibig sabihin, kapag mas binilisan ko pa dito, may matatapon na. Ayun. Kaso nga lang, hindi ko pa alam kung sumagad ba siya dito sa baba, kung nandito lang ba yan, o nandito na banda, o sakto siya sa corner na to. So, testingin natin. Ano ba yung acceleration nung ganito yung itsura niya? So, tangent theta A over 9.81 is equal to 2.5 over 5, ayun. So, from here, makukuha natin A is equal to 4.05 meters per second squared. So, nung ganito yung nangyari, ang acceleration mo is 4.05. Which is still less than 6 meters per second squared. So, ibig sabihin, dapat, mas bilisan ko pa. Okay, so ano nang nangyari? Ayun na, ito na yung nangyari. Nung mas binilisan ko pa, yung tubig mo, umabot na siya dito sa may bandang horizontal. Alright? Tapos may natapon ka na din. Yung height mo, 2.5 pa rin, pero itong x1, hindi na natin alam. Pero pwede natin gamitin, since sigurado na tayo, na ito na yung nangyaring case doon sa problem natin, pwede ko lang gamitin yung 6 meters per second squared. So, tangent theta is equal to 6 over 9.81 must be equal to height natin 2.5 over the adjacent side is x1. So, x1, ayun. So, from here, makuha natin x1 is equal to 4.0875. And then, for the volume spilled naman, so, ganun pa rin. Original volume minus yung retained, yung naiwan, di ba? So, volume spilled is equal to 2 times 5 times 2. Height ng tubig, haba ng container, lapad ng container. Minus 1/2 yung volume nito. 1/2 yung base natin, x1, 4.0875. Multiply by the height, 2.5. And then yung width natin na 2. So, makuha natin, volume spilled is equal to 9.7813 cubic meters. Okay. For letter F naman, if the acceleration is increased by 6 meters per second squared, how much water is retained? So, ilan naman daw yung natira. Pero ngayon, take note, sabi niya, ang sinasabi niya dito ay increased by. So, take note, ingat kayo dito. Kanina, ang sinasabi niya, increased to. So, from 1.962, gagawin natin siyang 6 meters per second squared. Pero dito, ang sabi niya, i-increase natin daw ng 6 meters per second squared. Increased by. So, ibig sabihin na mangyayari, yung original natin na 1.962 na walang matatapon, dadagdagan down natin ng 6 meters per second squared. So magiging acceleration mo is 7.962 meters per second squared. And then apply the formula. So ganun pa rin, no? Alam na natin na ganito yung magiging tsura niya. May matatapon. So tangent theta is acceleration natin is 7.962 over 9.81. Sigurado na tayo na yan yung mangyayari. Okay? Is equal to 2.5 over x sub 2. Aalamin natin yan to. So x sub 2 is equal to 3.0803 meters. Tapos since alam na natin yan, makukuha na natin yung volume na natira. At yung volume na natira is 1/2. Base natin is 3.0803 multiplied by the height na 2.5 multiplied by the width 2. Okay, so volume retained is equal to 7.706 cubic meters. So tama lang, no? Okay. Next problem. A closed horizontal cylindrical tank 1.5 meters in diameter and 4 meters long is completely filled with gasoline with specific gravity of 0.82 and accelerated horizontally at 3 meters per second squared. So meron ka daw tangke cylindrical, so bilog yung ano natin, yung mga wall natin ay bilog. Ngayon nangyari daw, in-accelerate daw natin yan horizontally ng 3 meters per second square. So assuming na kunwari pakanan yung movement natin. So ang tendency, yung laman niya na gasoline sa loob, gustong maging ganito yung itsura. Gusto niya maging ganyan yung itsura niya. Kaso nga lang, dahil punong-puno, hindi naman siya makagalaw. Di ba? Yung kumbaga, itong nasa top part na to, imaginary na lang ito. So, para saan ba yung imaginary na yan? So, gagamitin natin yan kapag inaalam natin yung condition ng pressure and forces sa loob. Okay? So, kailangan natin i-apply ito. Alright? So, galing dito, since wala namang ibang pwedeng mangyari, so alam natin na ganyan yung mangyayari sa kanya. It is a closed vessel. Wala namang matatapon dyan. So, alam natin na ganito yung magiging tsura. It is filled. So, yung tubig natin, yung liquid natin hanggang dito sa corner na to, hanggang doon. Okay? So, yung imaginary mo, buo din yan. Okay? So, from here, makakuha na natin, pwede na natin gamitin yung 3 meters per second squared kasi nga sure na tayo na ganito yung itsura niya. So, 3 over 9.81 is equal to y over 4. So, alamin natin itong height na to, y. Okay? Divided by yung 4 kasi ito yung theta natin, di ba? Dito yung theta. So, opposite over adjacent 4 meters. Okay? So, y is equal to 1.2232 meters. Alright, so ganun yung mangyayari dyan. Ngayon, yung unang tanong, total force acting at the rear wall. So, say for example, in-assume natin na ito ay moving to the right. Okay? So, yung magiging rear wall natin, ito yon. Okay? So, kapag i-compute natin to, using the same formula, F is equal to gamma HCA, di ba? So, yung gamma natin, 0.82 times 9.81, walang bago dyan, no? Alam natin yan. Must be multiplied by HC. Ngayon, itong HC na to, kailangan i-consider natin yung Y na yon. Okay? Assuming na parang meron pang tubig dito or meron pang liquid dito. Alright? Kasi ang tendency, imaginary liquid ito eh. So, i-consider natin yan. So, kapag ginawa natin yung HC, so yung area natin na kino-consider hanggang dito lang. So, kukunin natin yung gitna nito. So, magmula sa gitna nito hanggang sa pinakataas. Okay? So, yung gitna nito, this is 1.5 over 2 plus yung y natin, which is 1.2232. So, ito yun, 1.2232 plus 1.5 over 2. Multiplied by yung area natin. Of course, yung area natin, wala namang area sa part na to. Imaginary lang to eh. Diba? So, yung area lang natin is ito pa rin. Ayan, ito pa rin. Which is circular, kaya ang formula natin is pi multiplied by r squared. So, 0.75 squared. So, F rear is equal to 28.0496 kilonewton. For letter B naman, acting at the front wall. So, kung pakanan tayo, ito yung magiging front natin. Alright? So, applying the formula, since wala namang imaginary height dito, wala namang imaginary na liquid dito, hanggang dito lang, di ba? So, yung height natin is simply 1.5 over 2. So, 0.82 times 9.81, that is the unit weight of the liquid, multiplied by HC, 1.5 over 2, multiplied by the area pi r squared. Pi times 0.75 squared. So the force at the front wall is 10.6625 kilonewton. And the next naman, the accelerating force on the liquid mass. So para makuha natin yan, you simply get the difference ng forces natin. So accelerating force, ayun, force ang hinahanap sa atin. Okay? So tinatanong sa atin, ano yung force na nag-cause ng acceleration? So simply, kunin mo lang yung difference nila. So F rear minus F front, 28.0496 minus 10.6625. Okay. So F is equal to 17.4 kilo Newton. Ngayon, these problems, iwan ko na sila sa inyo. Alright? So, kasama na yan sa practice problems ninyo. Okay? So, that's it for linear translation relative equilibrium.